Hello everyone, and welcome to SM Movie Breakdown Series. Today, we're discussing the suspenseful drama, Dangerous Instructor. Prepare yourself for some shocking surprises. The beginning. Jamie is a smart high school student who brings a farewell present to her favorite teacher, Ms. Cohen. Ms. Cohen is leaving because she's moving to a different town. The teacher believes Jamie is talented enough to earn a college scholarship because of her excellent grades. Ms. Cohen mentions that a new teacher named Molly will take her place, and this new teacher has great recommendations from her previous school. At home, Jamie talks with her mom and dad about college plans. Her parents explain that she'll need to depend on her own intelligence to get into college because they don't have money to pay for her education. Jamie's father recently lost his job, making their financial situation very difficult. Feeling worried about her future, Jamie goes to see her boyfriend Danny. Young love and family problems. Jamie and Danny spend time together in his bedroom when Danny's mother suddenly walks in on them. Jamie feels embarrassed and decides to leave. Danny's mother tells her son that he shouldn't get too serious with his girlfriend because he needs to focus on studying for an expensive private college that his parents will pay for. Danny gets upset with his parents because his father owns a big company and recently fired Jamie's father from his job. This creates tension between the young couple because of their different family situations. The new teacher arrives. The next day, Molly starts her new job at the school and meets all her students. She immediately notices how good-looking Danny is and asks him to stay after class. Danny explains that he needs to keep his grades up, or he'll be removed from the school's baseball team. Molly offers to give Danny private tutoring sessions after school to help improve his performance. During their first tutoring session, Molly helps Danny with his writing skills. While they work together, she learns that he's dating Jamie and that this weekend will be their one-year relationship anniversary. Molly gives Danny her phone number so he can contact her anytime he needs academic help. Family tensions grow. When Jamie arrives at Danny's house, she's shocked to see her father arguing loudly with Danny's father Brad about being fired from his job. Jamie calms her father down and they return home together. The next day at school, Jamie is very surprised when she receives a poor grade on her writing assignment. Molly tells Jamie she can improve this grade, which Jamie desperately needs for college applications, but she gives her very little time to make the corrections. Jamie meets with Danny and explains that she'll have to cancel their anniversary celebration because she needs to spend time fixing her paper. Danny thinks their relationship should be more important than school grades. Jamie responds that Danny's parents are paying for his college education while she has to earn her way into school completely on her own. Danny gets angry because he feels like Jamie is blaming his father again for firing her dad. He gives her an anniversary gift and walks away upset. Things get worse. The next day, Danny's baseball team loses another game, which makes him feel very sad and disappointed. At the same time, Jamie's father Steven still cannot find a new job in his profession, and their family's bills are piling up quickly, creating more financial stress. Suddenly, Molly invites Danny to meet her at a restaurant, and he agrees without thinking twice about it. They even share alcoholic drinks together, and Molly promises not to tell anyone about the underage drinking. She asks many questions about Danny's relationship with his girlfriend, and he tells her everything without realizing she might have bad intentions. After listening carefully to everything Danny says, Molly invites him to her house, where she claims the private tutoring will work much better than at school. Suspicious behavior. Jamie tries to call her boyfriend but can't reach him, so she calls her best friend Heather. Jamie thought Danny was supposed to be at the same party as Heather that night. However, Heather surprises Jamie by telling her that Danny never showed up to the party at all. At school the next day, Danny lies to Jamie and tells her he couldn't make it to the party because he wasn't feeling well and stayed home sick. A week passes, and Jamie and Danny attend another party together. Jamie apologizes to her boyfriend for ruining their anniversary celebration and kisses him with great passion. However, when Danny wants to become more physically intimate, Jamie stops him and explains that she's not ready for that level of relationship yet. This makes Danny very angry and frustrated, so he leaves to drink alcohol with his male friends. The teacher's trap. Meanwhile, Molly deliberately breaks her car and then sends a text message to Danny asking for his help. Danny, who has been drinking heavily, immediately comes to help her and quickly fixes the minor problem. Under the hood of her car, Molly invites him into her house so he can wash his dirty hands. Inside her home, Molly not only flirts with the teenage student, but also gently kisses him and then leads him to her bedroom, where they become physically intimate. When Danny returns home later that night, he's surprised to find Jamie waiting for him outside his house. Jamie can sense that something is wrong and that Danny has been unfaithful to her. Danny feels confused and guilty, but cannot find the right words to explain what happened. Jamie realizes there's no point in continuing to argue, so she goes home feeling heartbroken. Academic sabotage. The next day, Jamie is incredibly upset to discover that Molly has given her another failing grade on her writing assignment. She feels like the teacher is purposely treating her unfairly for some unknown reason. Her friend Heather suggests that Jamie should have an honest conversation with Molly to understand what's happening. Jamie decides to follow Molly after school ends. She's shocked to see the teacher talking sweetly with Danny. Molly offers Danny additional tutoring sessions every week, promising to help improve his knowledge so he won't be kicked off the baseball team for poor grades. Dark secrets. During Danny's next private lesson at Molly's house, the woman tells him about her sad childhood. She explains that she never knew her real parents and only remembers her mean foster mother, who died from taking too much insulin medication. While telling this story, Molly seems to be experiencing some kind of mental distress. At school, Jamie approaches Danny and tells him that Molly is mysteriously giving her bad grades for no good reason, and this might prevent her from getting into college. After listening to Jamie's concerns, Danny goes to speak with Molly and asks her why she's giving Jamie such poor grades. Molly tells him that Jamie is being paranoid and imagining things, then kisses Danny gently again. Danny turns around and is horrified to see Jamie watching them through the classroom window. Jamie runs away crying, and Danny leaves the confused teacher to chase after his girlfriend. Confrontation and consequences. Danny tries to explain to Jamie that she misunderstood what she saw, and he promises to correct his mistakes and end his relationship with the teacher. Jamie just cries and cannot speak because she's so hurt and disappointed. At the same time, Molly starts hearing the cruel voice of her dead foster mother in her head, calling her worthless and shouting that nobody wants or loves her. Molly realizes she has made serious mistakes. She changes Jamie's grades to give her better scores and assigns her additional homework. However, Jamie is not happy about receiving good grades from a teacher who has been having an inappropriate relationship with her boyfriend. Jamie speaks rudely to Molly and walks away angrily. Molly tells the school principal that Jamie has been very aggressive and difficult lately, and promises to have a private conversation with her to solve the problem. Danny approaches Jamie and apologizes for everything that happened. Jamie tells him that Molly deliberately lowered her grades at first, but then changed them from failing to excellent scores. Danny promises to completely end his relationship with the teacher, hoping that he and Jamie can start their relationship over again with a clean slate. The final meeting. Danny sends a text message to Molly as King to meet her in the local park. Molly feels very excited about this meeting, but she continues to hear her foster mother's angry voice in the mirror, telling her that nobody needs or wants her around. That evening, when Molly tries to kiss Danny, he stops her and firmly tells her that their inappropriate relationship is completely over. Molly desperately asks what happened and why he's ending things, but Danny gets very angry when she mentions Jamie. He calls Molly a crazy person and walks away from her. Tragic violence. Molly becomes extremely angry and loses control of her emotions. She gets into her car and deliberately runs over Danny with the vehicle, seriously injuring him. When she realizes what she has done, Molly tries to calm herself down and think clearly. She drags Danny's lifeless body into some nearby bushes and collects his blood in a small container. Later that night, Molly sneaks over to where Jamie's car is parked and smears Danny's blood on the front bumper to make it look like Jamie was responsible for the accident. The next day, Molly goes to an auto repair shop where a mechanic agrees to quickly replace the parts of her car that were damaged in the collision. However, he charges her double the normal price because she needs the work done so urgently. The investigation. A few hours later, Jamie's mother Lauren approaches her daughter and tells her in a very upset voice that Danny's body was discovered in the nearby park. Police officers call Jamie to the station to give her testimony about what she knows. Jamie and her parents go to the police station, where they encounter Danny's grieving parents who attack Jamie and blame her for their son's death. During the police questioning, Jamie surprises both the detectives and her parents by revealing that Danny had been having an inappropriate relationship with their teacher Molly. She explains that Danny was supposed to meet with Molly the night he died to finally end their relationship, but someone killed him before he could do it. False evidence. Detectives visit Molly's house to get her statement about the situation. The teacher completely denies having any personal relationship with Danny and claims that Jamie is deliberately lying about her to get revenge for receiving bad grades. Molly had been texting with Danny using someone else's phone, so there's no evidence proving her connection to the student. Additionally, immediately after the incident in the park, Molly bought a movie ticket for a film that had already started, creating what appears to be a solid alibi. The police decide to search Jamie's house and quickly discover Danny's blood on her car bumper. Jamie is arrested for murder, but the next day, her parents borrow a large amount of money from friends to pay her bail and get her released from jail. Seeking justice. Jamie convinces her parents that she's completely innocent of the crime. She's certain that Molly killed Danny and then framed her for the murder. Despite wearing an electronic monitoring bracelet around her ankle, brave Jamie decides to confront the teacher herself and force her to confess the truth. Jamie drives to Molly's house, where the teacher initially denies everything. However, Jamie manages to make Molly extremely angry by suggesting that Danny only spent time with her because he felt sorry for her. Molly loses control of her temper and starts shouting that she killed Danny and now plans to do the same thing to his girlfriend. The final confrontation. Molly grabs a large kitchen knife from the table, threatening to hurt Jamie. Jamie shakes with fear, but at that exact moment, a detective bursts into the house. The officer had been monitoring the signal from Jamie's electronic bracelet and came to investigate when it showed she had left her house. The police arrest Molly, who eventually confesses to murdering Danny and trying to frame Jamie for the crime. A few days later, Jamie receives an acceptance letter from a college and feels sad that she cannot share this happy news with Danny, who will never know that she achieved her dream of getting into higher education.